As of this week, we are officially in the middle of Season 11. And whilst those of you who follow me on Twitter may be getting my general opinion...
I've heard you're only running because you've hated Trump for decades.
Please don't mention that name.
Fucking really? I'm gonna save my series review till the end of the series, you know, makes sense. But one take that I do have to get off my chest though is that... okay, breathe it in, wait for the backlash, go. I'm sorry, I don't like Jodie. Or, let's be more specific, I'm not impressed with the 13th Doctor. Ever since the reveal trailer, Doctor Who has been pulling the rug out from underneath my feet, giving me things that even I didn't know that I wanted. I was excited then, I was excited 5 weeks ago, and now? And it really breaks my heart to say that, because all I wanted with the 13th Doctor was a new personality. I wanted to see what else could be done with the character, distinctly, in New Who. And the answer is not a lot. What had me excited was that breath of fresh air. And so far, Whittaker has just been every other Doctor distilled into an easy package. She's just trying to be Tennant. It's like these episodes were written for Capaldi. It's the 5th Doctor all over again. You can compare her to any of them, and I'm not even saying those opinions are necessarily wrong. But this is the safest approach to a Doctor personality I've ever seen. I love the character, I love the casting decision, I love the actress. What happened here? 5 episodes deep, it's okay to feel underwhelmed. If I had to go off just what I've seen from 5 episodes, and it is just 5 episodes, I'd say this is a textbook miscast. Many people are taking issue with Chibnall's lackluster scripts, and yeah, I'll get around to them. But performance-wise, she's likeable, but she's not unique. The first time I've seen anything new or distinct from the character was actually in last week's episode, the Saranga Conundrum, 5 episodes in. Now, as I'm sure you already know, this is no personal attack on Jodie. Targeting actresses and scapegoating them as the cause, the problem of a production, is lazy and cowardly. My only point, my knee-jerk reaction, is that Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, Tennant, Eccleston all established themselves immediately. Not because they're better actors per se, but because they had more material to work with. By the end of The Beast Below, you know Matt Smith's Doctor inside out. Tennant, he did it with 1 monologue. John Hurt did it with 1 episode, sharing screen time with 2 other Doctors. 5 episodes in, to hear her say 1 distinct line with 1 unique delivery is a very slow start, and that's me being optimistic. With a female Doctor, they've decided to take baby steps, which in my opinion is the most damaging thing you could do. Seeing people cite her as original or her new take on the character is mental because I genuinely do not think there has been one yet. And I hate having to say this, the truth of it is that I loved every other Doctor right out the gate, and I was rooting for 13 more than I was for most of them. This is new to me, this hasn't happened before, and although there's some Doctors I like less than others, their priority from now has to be making her stand out from the others.
I could be a curator. I'd be great at curating. I'd be the great curator.
Never had a flat. I should get one. I'd be good in a flat. I could get a sofa. Imagine me with a sofa.
Does that not annoy anyone else? When I was a kid reading the novels, I used to play a fun exercise. I would take a novel and read it, pretending another Doctor was in the main role. And most of the time, the books were vague enough and inoffensive enough to not contradict anything. A 10th Doctor book could play like a 6th Doctor book. To me, The Crawling Terror has the 4th Doctor in it. And 13 so far, the word is interchangeable. And it's not just the writing, I think Jodie Whittaker does sound a bit wooden. I'm not sure she is a particularly energetic actress. Many times per episode, she goes between completely useless and uber competent. And this puts me in a super uncomfortable position. Oh, don't worry, on the grand spectrum of SJW to Daily Mail reader, I'm still on the fence. Doctor Who comes first and foremost. But I'd hate to think these dribbling mentalists would get any iota of confidence or power from knowing that the series actually is not great.
Doctor Who's lowest point is yet to come.
Yeah, those comments were still stupid because the series had not aired yet. If you decide you don't like something before it airs, congrats, you're a sheep. I really hope she grows on me, and when the finale comes around, I'll let you know. But it was this unpopular opinion that got me thinking, what else is there that the Doctor Who fandom would raise me for? Because here's the thing, you come to my videos for an opinion piece. All I or anybody else can speak for are their own opinions. And the truth of it is, I have pretty weird taste. Time of the Doctor is my favourite story ever. I genuinely in my heart believe the Slovene should come back. I think Series 2 Rose is insufferable, and that the early Matt Smith era was incredibly overrated. I know that these are not popular opinions. Put me on the stake. Burn me on the Doctor Who merchandise pyre. Today I'm playing Devil's Advocate, and here are 4 other unpopular, controversial opinions. Sue me. The Daleks aren't overused, simply misused. In the comments I've been receiving a lot of flack for suggesting that the Daleks should come back. I like them in every single season. Whether it's their annual cameo, whether it's a full-blown Dalek epic, I'm there for that. I'm a biased Dalek fanboy. For the most part, people are sick of them. I think Manhattan really removed their mysticism, and Capaldi never got a great Dalek story to work with. They're a very simple, uncomplicated bunch, but I'd say it's their simplicity which makes them so iconic. They're recurring villains because they are forever a constant. But only through bad writing are they ever repetitive. And here's the thing, Daleks don't always need to have the focus. Big Finish have pulled it off, they use them sparingly and brilliantly. The common argument is that Daleks are a legal obligation, and that there are no more Dalek stories left to tell. And in response I refer you to literally any of these. I think their brilliance has always been that they're incredibly flexible. The template of the typical Dalek story can be inverted in so many different ways. The classic series burned through many different concepts without really exploring them, because they didn't have the budget for a full-blown Dalek space war. Now, we have the budget, and we have the means, and we only seem to get 2 different kinds of story. But then again, what do I know? I'm a biased fanboy. I'd listen to those shouty boys all day. They're adorable. Number 2, all episodes in Classic Who have pacing issues. Big Finish included. Eesh. Ugh. Saying that out loud hurt me. But the sad part of it is that it's inexplicably true. Even the greatest classic episode could definitely be tightened up a peg. Stretching out a story for 4, 6, 8, 12 parts is great for serialized pulp sci-fi, and a bit harder when you're trying to tell a story with characters. Cliffhangers were the highlight of Classic Who, but they do impact the rhythm of the story. Even my favourites fall prey to just going through the motions. Oh, the Doctor's been captured by the rebels! And now we're running through corridors! There's only so many times you can split up a TARDIS team before you recognise a pattern. And both Classic Who and Modern Who both share a similar problem of last-minute Deus Ex Machinas. I've really started noticing this with Big Finish. 4 episodes, 2 hours of runtime, and you've chosen to save the day and solve the plot in the final 10 minutes. Interesting. This one's more of a general rule of thumb, and there definitely are some exceptions. As a kid, I never really wanted the episodes to end because I enjoyed them in a mindless way, but as an adult I can see flaws, and that's fine. Doesn't mean I love them any less. In my own experience with runtime, there's always 10 minutes that can be cut. 10 minimum, and it will actually improve your script. Doctor Who had a time slot to fill, and many scripts were elongated further than they should ever be stretched. It might just come down to my millennial attention span, but I'm usually zoning out in episode 3 when we're corridor surfing. Number 4, the Regeneration episodes are the best of New Who, and in terms of writing, nothing touches them. Namely, Parting of the Ways, The End of Time Part 2, The Time of the Doctor, and Twice Upon a Time. Lots of time. I can hear the fan anger from here. And that's mental, because the video isn't even edited yet. Those are the best 4 stories of the revival, in my opinion. Each one of them has a finale, a climax, designed for that Doctor, and for that showrun. The 9th Doctor had a mid-scale, cheesy episode with his PTSD manifest. The vain 10th Doctor got to really milk his exit. The 11th Doctor, the Space Grandpa of the Universe, finally got to become a Space Grandpa of the Universe. And 12's send-off, much like the character itself, was tired and mature. They were all brilliant send-offs, delivered to us by 2 of the best writers the United Kingdom has. It's with these beloved characters' deaths they get to be the most them version of them they have ever been. Doctor Who has always grown with me and been exactly what I needed to be at that time, and that goes for these finales. When I was a kid, I wanted Daleks and I wanted Time Lords, and that was pretty much it. Russell T Davies knew how to deliver a goddamn finale. Who were the villains in these stories? Who killed these doctors? Daleks, Time Lords, Master. Boom. Then take a look at how Moffat did it. What did the 11th Doctor die fighting off? Everybody. 11 died fighting off the entire world, whilst 12 died fighting nobody. That's such different ideas for finales, with different levels of stakes, and I love them all dearly. A huge dramatic event like End of Time would not have suited Capaldi's Doctor. The 9th Doctor could not have handled Transalore. Year after year, these two kept pulling out all the stops, and I don't think anybody alive today understands this show as deeply as these two do. Oh, but they made the first Doctor sexist. Guys, Moffat's a comedy writer. Ugh, that's a whole other bag of worms. Next, Series 8 is my favourite. I've started to see that other Who-tubers rank their favourite stories by series. The best Doctor Who series, ranked. And I guess that makes sense. You wouldn't really get that with any other TV show, but when you own these box sets as a kid and they occupy physical space in your bedroom, yeah, they feel individualistic enough. I think the most consistent series are 4, 3, and 8. There are fans of Capaldi's early run out there. I've encountered a bunch of them in my YouTube comments, but I'd like to know where the rest are, because I'm incredibly outnumbered. This is exactly how I'd want Doctor Who to be run. This is my template. Clara is saved as a companion almost immediately. Her new chemistry with a new Doctor fixes her character from the ground up. The Doctor has a new arc that makes sense and really plays to Moffat's strengths. Am I a good man? Oh, watch out, Sherlock. As well as a lot of standalone, unique sci-fi. I think the arc that Clara and the Doctor share is phenomenal. Finally, we have a companion who can call the Doctor out on their recklessness and their whimsy. I never really got the impression that she undermined him without good reason. 12 was difficult, and Clara did pretty good, considering. In just one season, we break Clara Oswald. It's really quite spectacular. In Kill the Moon, we result in this fantastic performance. That, to me, is 100% earned, and end it here. How could you possibly bring a companion to that low? Well, quite naturally, apparently. I know I'll get flagged for this, but I think there's a bad story in the bunch. As I've said before, Deep Breath and Forest of the Night are harmless. But this was the series that really got me excited in Doctor Who again. The series arc is always lingering, but never derailing the stories like Moffat famously did. And the bandwagon of hate for Danny Pink is so unjustified. Clara and Danny are just the scapegoats of Capaldi's era in general. It's the Clara show! No, Doctor Who always does follow the companions first and foremost. That's how the series begun, and it's a tried and tested formula. Clara's home life does not make the Doctor earthbound, like many other companions did. When it comes to the domestic, these two feel so much more natural and mature than any of the other families. In terms of basic screen time, Danny does not receive a lot, and yet with what little he's given, he clearly has a lot of presence. I also just really like him as a character. Fans don't like characters who question the Doctor, even though he's sensitive, awkward, caring, rational, but also damaged. He's really quite good, and the hate is something I will never get. Sure, he had a weird Iron Giant send-off, but that one silly moment aside, I think he brought a lot to the series. In fact, the only thing Series 8 is missing is the big Capaldi hair. God, I love that Capaldi hair. Anyway, remember, comment sections are your friend, and different opinions are meant to be fun. Be good to each other. Ta.